Hi, and welcome back. And I'm Jamie McPhilip with Recovery Matters. And today I have a very special guest, Angel Martinez. I want to thank you for coming and joining us today. And so tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Angel Martinez?
Born and raised Wichita, Kansas. Come from a divorced family. Spent some time in foster care, juvie, ex-gang member. And now after, when I was probably about 21, I started coaching youth football. Coached football for 15 years. Started getting active in the community. I'm also a bail bondsman.
Yes, you are.
So, I'm all over the place. My goal and focus is to help people meet them where they are and to be able to bring people together.
And so where do you work again?
Wichita Bonding Company.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I know of you and a little bit, I know you. And I feel like you are a very predominant figure in the community. And so can you tell us a little bit about your upcoming event that's coming next week?
Yeah, so it's Love Your Community. The focus of Love Your Community is to bring people together. It takes all of us. If we want to see change, it's not going to happen if I'm just doing the work or you're doing the work. It's a heavy load, and we have to share that throughout businesses, nonprofits, city officials. And people need to know who their city officials are so they know who to voice their needs to, and they need to know what resources are available to them so they know who to go to when they need some help or just a hand up. So it's basically about bringing small businesses and everybody together to say, hey, here we are. This is what we do in the community. How can we help you? How can we come together to make change? And I'm just like I'll say we are a perfect example of we're down on our luck. We've made some bad choices, but that doesn't define us.
No, not at all.
In reality, it sets the foundation for us to be able to stand up and help the next person up.
Yes,
because we can see them for who they are, not who they think they are,
Right.
and not what their circumstance says about them, or what society says about them.
Right.
So how can I look at my brother or sister and say, hey, I see you. You have so much potential, so much value than what you see yourself as and where you are. So, just for me, it's about helping people out and changing the mindset and breaking the stigmas that people have of people who are in and out of jail. Not everybody's a criminal. Sometimes people make a bad choice.
Exactly.
Not somebody who's addicted. Not everybody's they're not just junkies.
Right.
They're hurting. They're broken. They're lost. There's a lot that stems from a trauma. So how do we break the cycles, because that's a generational thing that continues to happen? How are we there for one another to support one another? So that's what I'm about. It's about helping the next person up.
And what inspired you to, was this something that you came up with, or was this something a committee came up with to have this event, or what inspired you to do this?
So, like I said, I coached. I coached up north at Evergreen. There was two gangs, the VLBs and the SGs, one summer of 2016. They were going back and forth, and gunshots and gang stuff. It's nothing new.
Right.
Even our kids are conditioned for that, so it's nothing new for them. But one practice, it's about 6:37 p.m. There's a bunch of gunshots, and it went from pop, pop, pop to rat, rat, rat. Right. So it's like, all right, that's crazy. 15 minutes, no police cars. So now by this point, I'm livid. I'm hot. Call 911. I'm letting the operator have it. If this was in any other neighborhood,
Right.
there'd be cops everywhere.
Right.
You don't care about us, right? So I'm going in, and the dispatcher says to me, "Sir, you're the first person who's called." So then it's like a punch right to my gut, right? Because I'm like, wow, I'm a part of that problem. I'm a part of that mindset. The cops don't want to help us, and that's what we're raising. My kids all affirmed it, because I asked them, how do you feel about what happened the other night? We're used to it, Coach. And this kid's from kindergarten to 8th grade.
Right.
And I said, how do you feel about the police? We don't talk to the police. That comes from parents. That comes from TV, YouTube, the culture. That's the mindset that we have is the police are against us. The police are the enemy. But me knowing that I was the one who called, and I'm like, wow, I'm a part of the problem
Right.
of that mindset. So we set up a meeting. When I say we, it was myself, the people from the rec center. We talked to the chief of police and our city councilwoman, Jana Miller, sat down and talked to how can we do something to bridge the gap between police,
Right.
to change the mindset, because that's who do we call when we need for help?
Right.
The police.
Right.
Well, if we don't have a good relationship and they don't understand us and they don't see us and they don't know us and we don't respect them
Right.
and we don't want to know them,
Right.
then we're getting absolutely nowhere. We're just going in circles,
Right.
doing the blame game.
Right.
So it was important for me to bridge that gap. So we
Yes.
came up with the neighborhood cleanup. 80 kids going down the street, cleaning up the neighborhood that they live in, that they're from, that they should have pride in. It's hard to tear down what you see the kids building, because
Right.
that's somebody's son, that's somebody's nephew,
Yes,
and
indeed.
that's how we're going to affect the leadership in the gangs, the leadership, and change the mindset. And then when you see the police officers, man, these kids in this neighborhood are really trying to do something. They care. Now that kind of brings down that wall to where they want to pour in. So we had an officer just who would come out. His name's Steve Durrell. Ended up being one of my best friends.
Wonderful.
He would come out, bring the kids gift cards, hit the sirens, let them check them out, and went from, hey, Officer Steve, Officer Durrell, to then next year, Officer Steve, to, hey, what's up, Steve? And they'd give
Right,
him hugs and see him at
right.
Quick
That's
Trip. And
wonderful.
so that's what it's all about, is bridging
Right.
those gaps.
Right, right. And so can you tell us a little bit about the event? What day is it on?
Saturday, July 9th.
Okay, and where is that going to
So
be?
it's Evergreen Park,
Okay.
2700 North Woodland, not
Okay.
Woodlawn.
Woodland, yeah.
So it's 27th in our Kansas area. There's a rec center and a big park there. So.
And then if anybody has any questions or anything, do you have a contact number or?
Yeah, they could just call my cell phone.
Okay.
It's 519-3357.
Okay. And is there anything else you want to tell the viewers about this event? What is this event gonna look like? It has you have food.
Neighborhood, yeah, so neighborhood cleanup in the morning.
Okay.
7 a.m. to noon. We're picking up, we have Wichita's largest free neighborhood cleanup.
Okay.
So we're going to pick up a bunch of trash. After that, Chick-fil-A is going to provide lunch for all the volunteers.
Wow.
Community parade from Nomar to Evergreen from 1 to 2. And then 2 to 7 is going to be a huge block party, resource fair, dodgeball tournament. Cargill's giving out free burgers and dogs. Mel Hamilton Ford's giving out ice cream. So it's going to be an awesome deal.
So are you looking for more volunteers for that cleanup, or do you have
Volunteer?
enough?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We want everybody involved. So yeah.
And so one more time, where's the location?
2700 North Woodland.
Okay, and your phone number?
519-3357.
Alrighty. Well, we're about out of time. I want to thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate what you're doing for our community, just for yourself as well. Just thank you for what you do and being you. I appreciate you, Angel.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. And we'll return in a few minutes with your hour